Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my review, and today I'll be doing a review of the RC leading RC126. Now you can see this is a pretty awesome looking hexacopter in probably about the 250 size range, and one of the interesting things, its claim to fame is its use of three-bladed props, and on a hex that looks pretty awesome, and it is in a spherical shape, or not spherical, but at least a circle. It's not an H frame or something like that. We've got our battery here, which is a one cell 3.7 volt 800 milliamp hour 30C battery ending in the JST connector, so not that bad of a battery for this size of quad. Got an instruction manual, which isn't too bad. It's pretty lengthy. It's got some stuff in here, as always not great from the translations, but should help you along if you get stuck with something. Got a bag with a USB charging cable, a set of props, 2 whites and 2 blacks, so not a full set, and a screwdriver. And you also get 6 prop guards. However, I found these to not be too great because if you crash, the screw will rip out of the plastic sometimes, and they're not really worth it, I'd say. And then here's your transmitter, and if you're wondering what I have going on up here with my antenna, I actually had terrible range with this one. Like 5 feet away, I'd be getting dropouts. And I don't understand why, because I looked at anybody else's video, and other people are flying at 100 meters away or whatever, and I think I just got a lemon with that. But I tried to help as much as possible. I took the remote apart and pulled the antenna up through the hole here, and then on the hex, I cut a little triangle here and then stuck the antenna up, and that did increase the range quite a bit. However, I still get all the dropouts you'll see in my flight video, so I find if I hold my transmitter down like this when I'm flying, I don't get nearly as many. So it's just a little interesting thing. Seems like I got yet another lemon. In the back here we have this unnecessarily large box. It is huge. I don't know why they wasted such a huge box on this, but whatever. Okay, so for the battery, it takes about an hour and a half to charge, so kind of a slow charge time, but it's a relatively large battery and you're still using a USB charger, so there's only so much you can do. And the flight times on this are actually pretty good. You get about I've gotten 6.5 minutes with the prop guards on and 7.5 minutes with the prop guards off, so pretty efficient. And one of the other cool features of this is it's actually pretty quiet, and that helps. That's due to the props being 3-bladed, as well as the gearing system in there. It looks like it comes with some grease on there, so these are all greased up, so they run smooth and quiet. So it is very quiet, and it does have a pretty decent amount of power. On your transmitter here, if you press up on this button, that'll turn the lights on and off on your throttle trim. If you press down, that'll cycle through your rates. You have 3, low, medium, and high. Then the other ones, yaw, pitch, and roll, work as your trims. Up here, these knobs are fake, by the way, up here. And then up here we have a flip button, so you have to hold this and then give an input, and it'll do a flip in that direction. You have to hold it in while you move the stick. And over here you have camera functions, but I did not get the camera version, so that doesn't work. It takes 4 AA's in the back here. And you can see it also comes with these pretty interesting little landing feet, which actually work quite well. They're not too bouncy. It doesn't really tip. It always will fall back down, so I'm pretty happy with these landing gear. Keep it out of the grass. And then there you have a camera plug, so you can add the camera if you get it separately. And if you can see all the way around here, you have your LEDs. It actually has pretty nice LEDs. The battery just plugs in. There's a little port, hard to show it, but there's a port built in on the side, and there's an on-off switch, so you can see the LEDs there. But even though they're showing up in the bright light here, that's pretty good. They're pretty nice LEDs, and you can see them sorted from the sides because the panel's not from the top, but they're definitely not the worst LEDs. It'd be awesome if there was a whole clear ring around that the LEDs went through, but beggars can't be choosers. So it flies pretty good because of the 3-blade props. Similarly to if you're flying a mini quad, 2-blade versus 3-blade, I can tell that the 3-blade, it feels nicer in the corners. It just cuts to the air smoother and just grabs in the corners, so that's pretty nice. You do get a little bit reduced speed, I would say, but it still has decent speed and decent power. Nothing great. Once again, it's a toy-grade quad. It's pretty cheap, though. I believe it's only about $40 off of LighTake. I'll leave a link down below. But other than that, I quite like it. And if it didn't have this range issue that I'm talking about, you'll see it in my flight test. It doesn't fly away. It'll just hold the last input for like a second or two, and then it'll just drop out. But if I like turn my controller and get it back in, I can just keep flying from there if it doesn't crash by the time I get it. But if it didn't have that range thing, this thing would be fantastic, and I would absolutely love it. So I really can't, I don't know, because I haven't seen anybody else that has this range issue. I've actually seen other people say it has great range. And I don't know, maybe I have my antennas extended, maybe I have something in here that's not right, and the transmitter or the receiver is not getting the correct voltage, and it can't broadcast the frequency enough. So I don't know, that's just whatever. So I'd say you're pretty safe on the range, but definitely do your research, not just from my video, obviously. It's always a good thing to take a look around. So that was my review of the leading RC126 sent in from LighTake. So let's go take it for a flight. Alright, here we are outside with the leading RC126. Have it bound up to the remote here with my little range modification with the antennas sticking out. But however, that didn't really seem to solve my issue. Got a full battery, so let's just take off for the review flight test here. And you can see the three-bladed props with the gearing system that has some grease in there, so it is very quiet for its size. And, you know, a Hexacopter has quite a lot of movement. And it's also very stable with the three-blade props. So hopefully you can hear that. It does have a higher pitched noise to it, but it is very quiet. I've had people tell me that it's quiet, considering how some quads in this size range are, and especially a Hexacopter in this range. And that has to do with the greased gears, as well as there's a hawk up there. I don't know if you can see it, but oh, and I'm doing that range thing I was talking about. It just kind of disconnected on me, but at least it comes right back in, doesn't fly away. But these three-bladed props. So let's go into higher or mid rates. You can see. Oh, and disconnected. So there we go. I don't know why I'm having such bad range, but let's just fly in mid rates here. Getting a little bit windy, so it's with the wind. Let's go to high rates. Oh, disconnected. Disconnected. I gotta kind of hold if I hold the remote down, I don't seem to get that as much. Let me try doing that. Yeah, I'm having a lot better range now. So I'm just flying this in high rates here. You can see it's got decent power, decent speed. Oh, disconnected a little bit. And it's just very maneuverable. The three-bladed props grip the air very nice in turns. Just like flying mini quads. Three-bladed props are great for turning. Whoa, it disconnected at the top of the flip. Oh, now my battery bay is open. I'll just leave that there. Creating a little more drag, but, you know, I don't think that's too big of a problem here. Flip, yeah. So let's do some double flips, or just single flips here. So you gotta hold the button, and then give input. And it does the flip, and they're pretty nice. So let's try some doubles. Oop, really slow single. Didn't wait long enough. Oh, disconnected a little bit on me. Started to fly away, but at least it does drop and connects real quick. So there was a couple flips.
Wow!
There was two. Alright, so it's good enough. Let's just hover in. You see, it's a very nice looking Hexacopter. Don't mind the battery door hanging down. I discussed that in my review. Since I took it off, it's been out of shape a little bit, so it doesn't stick as well as when it first came. Let's see. Pretty decent overall. Try and get super close to the camera. Oh, that was bad. Okay, let's do something. I was having fun with her. I'm going to jump over it. Ready? Oh, there you go. Jumped right over it. Alright, I think that was good enough for the flight. Let's just finish with a flip. And come down and land. So there we go. That was my review of the leading RC126 that was kindly sent in from LighTake. I do quite enjoy this Hexacopter. The transmitter's not too bad, and the Hex definitely has nice long flight times. It's got decent power, and it's got really good rates for outdoors, and just with the tri-blade props, really smooth cornering. However, with my range, even after I extended the antennas like this, just to make sure that wasn't the problem, I don't know why I'm still getting such bad range, because I've looked at other people's videos of this, and they actually say it has quite good range, so I think I just kind of have a lemon. I usually get them. So I wouldn't really worry too much about the range, but make sure you check a couple other people's videos, if possible, to see if anyone else was experiencing the range issues like I have. But extending these definitely did help. Before that, I could hardly fly 10 feet away. So that's my review. Please subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.